Hello, and welcome to Dickinson's Real Deal. I expect a few surprises on the show today. You have brought in a piece of treasure. You brought in something special.
You've morphed into it.
I have,
really,
yeah.
over
Yeah.
the years.
Yeah.
Are our sellers going to give dealers a run for their money? I hope so.
So how much are you prepared to give for it?
Go on, you can afford it.
Ooh, the tension. I'm feeling it myself.
If things get tough, I'm here to step in and sort it out.
Here comes David, we're in trouble.
Have those words come out yet? You want more?
I think I need a lot more.
No, we can't. We're not even looking at that. The question is, are they going to accept the cash and run, or are they going to come with the Duke to auction and have a gamble?
820. You've got it.
One thing I know for sure, everybody here is looking for the real deal.
We're in Worksop in Nottinghamshire today, and the den doors are open, ready for business.
Hi, I'm Ian.
Susan has brought in a lovely pair of vases. But how's she feeling about dealing with Ian Townley?
He's one of my favourites, and I think he likes decorative items.
Rather pretty. I would like to get them for around 50 to 70 pounds.
I'd like at least £100.
You might have to push him on this one, Susan.
They're Satsuma vases. Can you enlighten us about how you got them?
Well, I brought them, I think, about 25 years ago, just from an antiques fair at Kelham Hall in Nottinghamshire.
I'm thinking, what did you pay for them 25 years ago?
Quite a bit of money. Then.
Well, they're very lovely. What is
Yes.
important, you've looked after them. They aren't cracked, they aren't chipped. The gilding is in very good condition.
Yes, it is.
They've got a very pretty pattern to them. Lovely little butterflies floating around.
That's why I bought them, because they
You
were
bought them-
so decorative. Yeah.
They are very
Yes,
decorative,
yep.
yeah. They're late, they're sort of from about 1920 to 1940. That's the
Right,
period
right.
that they would have been made in.
So why are they called Satsuma vases?
Japanese Satsuma. It's like you say English Derby or English Worcester.
Right.
These are
Yes.
Japanese Satsuma,
Yes,
coming
yes,
from Satsuma.
yes.
And generally Satsuma is very colorful and very heavily decorated. You see this gold work?
Yes.
Normally the whole body of the vase is encrusted in it, And why are you selling them if you've had them all these years and they're in such good condition?
We're decluttering, really.
Money-wise.
Again.
50. 60, 70.
I'm looking for a little bit more than that.
A little bit more.
A little bit.
Everybody says that.
Yes.
I want more.
Of course we do.
I bet you do. Shall we call David in to get his opinion?
Yes, please.
You would
I'd
like
like
that?
some help from David.
Right. Would you like some help? Well, here
Yes.
comes David.
Hello, David.
Well, the various estimates range from as low as 70 up to 120. It's not the most desirable object of this quality at the moment, and so what I'm going to say is, should you wish, I'd be happy to take you to the auction, but I don't think at the end of the day, after commission, you'd have much more than that.
Right.
Well, now,
Would you be prepared to just put
you see,
another small amount on the table?
shall I make it 75 and give you another 5?
I think I would be happy to do a deal in at 75.
So,
Yes.
there you go.
Lovely.
75 on the table,
Yes.
and you're happy.
Quite.
So, shall we shake on?
We shall.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank
very
you very
much.
much.
Thank you.
25 years ago, what did you pay for them?
Over £100.
Over £100. So they weren't a good investment.
No, not this time.
Not this time.
Susan didn't make a profit, but what does Ian think his chances are?
I hope to sell them for £100, making a profit of about £25. So fingers crossed.
That glint in your eye tells us you're up to something, Ian. We'll see. Next to try their luck is Craig. But what does Cheryl Haley think about his 9-carat gold charm bracelet?
These are actually edging back into fashion a little bit, so I'd like to buy this.
I'm going to play hardball with it. I'm not leaving with anything less than £300.
Might not have to try as hard as you think. Cheryl fancies this one.
So you've brought bits of gold along?
I have, yes.
Why are you selling the charm bracelet?
We're looking to start up a business. So we're hoping to get a bit of money to help towards setting that up.
Okay, and whose is the charm bracelet? I don't think it's yours.
No, it's not mine. It was passed down from my dad to my mum and to my partner, but doesn't really suit us, so we thought we'd see how much money we can get.
Not sentimental about parting with it?
No, not really.
So there's quite an array of different things. The bucket, and I think there's a little, is that a boat or a yacht?
Yeah, there's a sailboat.
Little miner's lamp and things. These are quite, some of these, without sounding rude, are quite tiny. They're a bit on the tiny side. And I think it's fairly modern-ish. It's not got an awful lot of age, I don't think. Okay. But still, it's gold, and girls like gold. And the charm bracelet is, you know, coming back. It is quite a fashionable thing again. It sort of goes in fashion and out of fashion. Maybe not with so many charms on, but I've noticed that a few of the designers are doing the charm bracelets and maybe just having 4 or 5 charms on. So let's see what we can get on the table for your business. Okay. 50, 100? No. I was only playing. 150? 200? 250?
No, I think it's still worth a bit.
Am I getting warm?
Warmish.
Warmish. 270? 290?
No.
What if I rounded it up to 300? And that would give me a tiny profit as well. What would you like to do?
I think I'll take that.
You're going to take that?
I am, yes.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We've got a deal. Good luck with your new business.
Thank you very much. I was hoping that she would go over, not knowing the valuation, but I'm happy that I got my £300.
There's a small profit left for me. Craig was very happy, and I'm very happy.
A great start to the day so far. Smiles all round. Coming up, they say dogs look like their owners, but what's going on here?
Now, have you been grooming yourself to look like the cobbler that worked for Phillips?
And is this the longest accordion in the world? Find out after the break.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal.
The crowds are still swarming into the den. And David has brought Tim something very unusual.
Good advertising item, and this sort of item always sells well, and I'd quite like to buy this.
He'd look nice in your shop window.
It's quite quirky, isn't it?
He is, yeah. Yeah.
Where did you get him from?
I got him from a cobbler's shop on Wellgate in Rotherham about 40 years ago.
And was it in the window?
It was in the window. He had 2 in the window.
Yeah.
And I said to my grandma, I'd like one of them men. He says, I'm keeping one myself, and you can, your David can have that gladly, like.
Oh.
And I've had him 40 years, like.
Right. Does your wife like him?
Yeah, she thinks he's quite quirky, but it's only like today, well, last night when we got it down, and we looked at it, and 1 or 2 people think he's got similarity to looking to me now.
Well, I have to say...
With little grey moustache and...
It is uncanny, isn't it?
Yeah.
You've morphed into it.
I have,
really,
yeah.
over the years.
Yeah.
So obviously it's an advertising item, and it would have been supplied by this company to cobblers and shoemakers. To me, it sort of looks 1930s, 40s. It's just by the style of the shoe, really.
Yeah.
And it says double the life of your shoes.
Yeah.
So instead of getting and redone, you just stick a sole.
Stick a sole on, yeah.
Yeah. So obviously, it's going to be sort of like that wartime when things were there were a little bit of austerity around. So how can you bear to part with him?
It's just that I've had him such a long time, and I think to myself, well, if anything happened to me, what would my lads do with it? You know, they look after it like I've had him and enjoy him. I don't know.
I am going to make you an offer, David.
Right.
20. £40, David.
No, sorry.
It's £1 for every year, that.
No, it might be, but... No, sorry.
No.
No, sorry. No, sorry.
Now, have you been grooming yourself to look like the cobbler that worked for Phillips?
I probably have, but I don't know.
Seems uncanny, David.
Well, I tell you what, it's an interesting object that brings a smile to the face. Our independent valuers start at 40 and go as high as 90. And I think £40 is a reasonable offer, but I think I'd like to see another 10 or 15 quid or something like that. It's got something about it, and it brings a smile to your face. Can it? You sure you're not been grooming yourself after this?
How about £50? Ooh, the tension. I'm feeling it myself.
Another tenner and we've got a deal.
£60.
Yeah, we've got a deal.
Yeah, I think I'm going to have a punt at that because I think there's a profit in it. So yeah, £60, David. Have we got a deal?
We've got a deal.
Thank you very much,
Thank you very
David.
much, yeah.
And I'm happy with that in a quirky sort of way. How could David part with that after 40 years? I'd be sobbing in my pillow if it was me.
I will be sad to see him go after all these years I've had him.
I'm always intrigued when there's a box on the podium because you wonder what's inside, don't you?
Hello, hello. Looks like David Ford's found something interesting. But what is it?
I have a Nicodian. Oh, how wonderful.
Très bon, David.
Rare things these. They don't make much money, sadly, but we'll see how we get on.
Guy knows exactly what he wants.
£100, anywhere near there.
What fun. Should we take it out?
Yes.
And there it comes, isn't it?
Yep.
It's a pretty little instrument, isn't it?
Yes, it's very nice.
There we go. Beautifully made. It's got a maker's name here. Bousson of Paris. What do you know about it there, Guy?
My great-grandma owned it. She gave it to my grandma, and my grandma told me to bring it here today.
So you're selling it on her behalf?
Yes.
Does anybody in the family play?
No, not today now. My great-grandmother played, but she didn't play now.
Ah, because it's quite a nice instrument, isn't it? I mean, this is probably dates late Victorian, Edwardian, 1900. This is rosewood. It's got a bit of inlay on it, which is nice, isn't it? All these little keys of mother of pearl. Beautifully made. Wish I could play it. We could have a tune, couldn't we? That wonderful French sound that is particular to France, that accordion sound. So, have you been given instructions about how much to sell it for, or...?
Yeah, I might get £80 to £120 on it.
Is that what's in your mind, is it?
Yes. I hope it's worth more than that, but that's a rough estimate of what I think.
So where did you get that kind of price from?
I've looked on internet, I've researched it, that's what I found.
Yeah. Do you know, you're about spot on too, so your research is thorough. I mean, for me to get a profit, I wouldn't want to give any more than 80 quid. I'll put £80 on the table. So let's go for the money. £20, £40, £60, £80. I'm not going to pay any more. Your choice is to either accept that or have a little gamble, go to auction, have a bit of fun, maybe make a bit more. But that process does take a bit of time.
So you couldn't go any higher than that?
Not for me, no. That, in my opinion, is actually a good offer.
I'll have to go to auction with it.
Guy, I wish you every success. Have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And let's hope it makes a fortune for you. That would be
Yes.
nice, wouldn't it?
Yes.
Unlucky, Guy. You were just £20 short of what you wanted for it. Let's hope you don't regret your decision. Now, over in the sale room, auctioneer Rob Lee is ready and waiting. But where's Guy?
356.
He can't make it here today. I'm looking after his interest. There is a reserve of £100. They're not the easiest things in the world to sell, so it's a little bit borderline. But it's quite a nice quality one. Let's see what happens.
Lot number 60, a 19th century boot-on flutina accordion. Cracking condition this is. Other people like this on the commissions. 85, 90, 95, 100, £110 bid on commission. Needs to be 120 to continue. 110 bid so far.
It's past its reserve.
It's gonna sell with me at 110, 120 in the room, 130 with me, 140, sir. With me, I'm waiting.
It's a bid on the auctioneer's book at 130.
140. It's gonna sell with me at £130. Hammer's gonna drop with me 140. I'm out.
140, just in time.
140 bid in the room. Anybody else at 150? Gonna sell down here at £140. Have we done? You've got it.
£140. Take away the commission, and that's £115. We'll be sending that on to young Guy, and I'm sure he will be pleased. On the day, the real deal was here in the sale room. £140 with a take-home of 115 quid. Real deal.
Coming up, David's got a confession to make.
I like making a profit.
Of course.
Is that a sin?
And Ian's got his hands full.
Couldn't you just put one of those blue ones on as well? Go on, you can afford it.
Welcome back to Dickinson's Real Deal from Worksop in Nottinghamshire. Next up to bring their wares to Ian's table is Geraldine.
Lovely to meet you.
Well, I brought in a silver photo frame. I'm hoping Ian's going to like it and offer me some, some reasonable money for it.
I would like to buy it, as they're extremely saleable.
This could be your lucky day, Geraldine.
Pretty good frame.
It's lovely.
Lovely.
Yes.
So why are you selling it?
Well, I have to clean it.
You have to clean it, but you haven't cleaned it for a while.
No, I thought I'd leave it for you to see it in all its glory.
Ah, I see. And how did you get hold of it?
Well, I used to care for an elderly lady, and her son cleared the house, and he didn't want it. He said, "You can have that if you want."
Well, it's a nice
I'll
gift
have
to
that.
give
It's lovely.
you,
It's very nice.
And at least you can sell it on and get
I've
something.
got other bits from her as well to remember her by, which she actually left to me. So this might as well go.
And if you're not using it, what's the point?
No, exactly.
Very often you can't tell the maker's marks. They're not all listed. It's quite a strange maker's mark.
Is it?
Yes. I mean, I don't recognize it at all. Without checking it, I wouldn't know. But it's Birmingham.
Yeah.
Then it's got the lion, which says it's silver.
Silver.
Then it's got a W, which says 1921.
Oh, right.
It's got these three little dents along here.
Yeah.
The problem with these frames, they're not thick enough to do the work.
Right. Yeah.
So when you start to tamper with this sort of holes in
Breaks
it,
easily, yeah.
it goes
See
right
what
the
you
way
mean.
through, and then the frame is very difficult to sell.
Yeah. It has a nice oak back on it, though.
It does, and the back has got a lot of work to be done on it.
Yeah.
It needs restoring. I mean, you've put I don't know plaster
I
or
didn't do that.
plaster or whatever there to keep it together.
It's had a bit of first aid, I think.
A bit of first aid, and somebody's had masking tape along here to keep it all together. It needs a bit of work.
I know. Do you like it?
I love silver frames. I have them in my shop. It's something that any and everybody can use. So money-wise, let's say we started £50. Oh gosh, she's going to be
No.
No. 60, £70.
You're getting closer.
I'm getting closer. £70. £80. I mean, that's good because I have a lot of work to do here.
Couldn't you just put one of those blue ones on as well? Go on, you can afford it.
It's not what I can afford. It's what I can sell it for.
Well, I'm sure you'd still get more for it.
£80 on the table. What do you think of that?
Could you squeeze a little bit more out, please?
Have those words come out yet? You want more?
Only a little bit more.
Well, I'm going to tell you what the independent valuers say. They say 80 to 120. They say 70, 80, somewhere in that kind of region. So, on this occasion, my love, you want more? No, we don't want more in. We're satisfied with that.
So, £80 on the table. Have we got a deal at £80?
Yes.
We have a deal.
Yes, we have. I'm happy with that. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so
Ian.
much. Enjoy the money.
I will.
It needs a lot of work done on it.
Really? You haven't mentioned that before, but if anyone can sell it, Ian, you can.
Hello, Gordon. I'm David.
Pleased to meet you.
Reclaimed objects are big business, so what will David Ford make of Gordon's tiles?
They're quite nice, you know.
That sounds promising. Wonder how much Gordon wants for them.
Maybe 90, £100.
Just over a tenner each doesn't sound too much to ask for.
These are nice, you know. Where do you get them?
In a shed.
In a shed?
Yeah, they've been, well, they was in my father's garage for, well, I don't know how many years I got them. They've been in my shed for 7 years.
Just kicking around?
Just kicking around, yeah.
I mean, they've obviously come out of a chimney surround.
Yeah.
I would think. Do you know anything about them?
I know that one is signed William Wise, Walter Wise.
William Wise, who is
1879.
Minton's designer, did etchings. So they're almost certainly Minton's. You can see the signature there very clearly, and it's on this quite handy broken piece.
Yes.
But apart from that one, they're all okay, aren't they?
Yeah, fine.
They date sort of 19th century, 1870s, 1880s, that sort of date. Of this series, which is called Animals at the Farm or something like that, there are coloured ones.
Right.
And the coloured ones make more money. But these, nevertheless, are quite nice. And they will be marked almost certainly on the back Minton. Minton's China Works, Stoke-on-Trent. What more do you want? I'll give you some money for them. £20, £40, £60, Gordon, £80, £100, £120, Gordon. How does that sound to you? Here comes David, we're in trouble. Now you might give us some good advice.
No, I've been looking from the sidelines. I've looked at them. They're wonderful. They're Minton. And David is right on the money. The independent valuers, they say 80 to 120. And we're taking into account that small bit of damage which can be put back together.
Yeah, you'd actually lose that.
You can lose that.
You know, when it goes in, it goes in perfectly.
And David has that special glue. He'll have that together in 2 seconds.
Yeah, absolutely.
So on the day, I'm going to say beautiful tiles, wonderful quality. The price is nothing for what they are, but that seems to me to be today's price.
Thank you, David.
So how do you feel, having heard what David's had to say?
A little more, perhaps?
Well, quite honestly, Gordon, I like making a profit.
Of course, of course.
Is that a sin?
No.
No, good.
Definitely.
Good, because it's what I do for a living, so I can't. So you're going to shake my hand?
Okay, then we'll have a deal.
Wonderful. £120,
Thank
deal
you.
done. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
After the break, has Tim met his match?
So how much are you prepared to give for it?
You're quite shrewd, you, Violet, aren't you?
I can be.
And what's got the Duke so excited?
You have brought in a piece of treasure. You brought in something special.
Find out after the break.
Welcome back. to Dickinson's real deal.
Violet and Diana brought in a modern carriage clock for Tim Hogarth.
Would have liked this clock to have been 100 years earlier, but we'll make a bid for it.
Good, because that's what you're here for, Tim.
Now, this is a nice carriage clock, this.
Yes.
Whose does it belong to?
It was my husband. Her dad.
Right. So, and is that plaque relating to him?
Yes.
Mr. E.D. Ward, in appreciation of 35-year service with Halfords.
Yeah. Yes.
1986.
Yes.
So worked in a bike shop.
Yes.
Well, that's quite a nice gift, that, isn't it?
Yes, it was.
Obviously, it's a carriage clock, and it's a chime one here. So we've got your two things there to wind it up.
Yeah.
So one's to set the time, one's to wind it up. Does it chime on the hour and half hour?
I wouldn't know because I haven't heard it for years.
You must have wound this up, Violet.
No, I haven't.
No.
Never?
No, never.
My dad used to do it.
All right. Did you not want to keep this then, Diane, as a...
No, my mum decided she wanted to sell it. So.
Right. I mean, probably the only issue with it is, because it's a lovely thing, it's nice quality, it's just a little bit too new, that's the only thing. If it was 100 years earlier...
I'm sorry, I don't... I'm getting on quite a bit, but I'm not quite
No, you're
that
not
old.
that old, Violet. I'm not suggesting that, but what I'm saying is, in terms of it making it more saleable,
Yes.
if this was a Victorian or an Edwardian
Yes, I
carriage
agree
clock,
with that.
it'd be a lot more valuable.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying
Yeah,
to say.
I know.
Maybe I'm going round the houses a little bit.
So how much are you prepared to give
Well,
for it?
You're quite shrewd, you, Violet, aren't you?
I can be.
And tough, aren't you? Tough negotiator.
No.
Oh, I think
no,
you
I'm
are.
not. No, I'm a softie.
Oh. £50. £100. And you're tough. What about 120?
No.
No? They're not warm?
No.
It's a tricky one to value, this, ladies, because of its age. It is a nice quality clock. It's in wonderful condition. You looked after it well. The estimate really goes as far as £80 going up to about 160. I think, Tim, you can afford to give a bit more than that. It's clean, it's quality, it's ready to go. If you could get yourself another 20 quid, something like that, and no commission to pay, I think that's about its money.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Right. £140.
No.
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 Ooh, I think you're walking a fine line now, Violet. I
Go on
do.
then. I'm walking a fine line.
What do you think, Diane?
Can you go a bit more?
I think that clock, for me to sell, I think it's worth £170. That's what I think I would get for it.
Right.
So, £150. Have we got a deal?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Violet.
Thank you.
Thank you, Diane.
Thank you.
I had to get her to take the money on the table because she wouldn't have got that price in auction, and that's why I chipped in that extra tenner.
How thoughtful, Tim. Let's hope it doesn't nibble away at your profit. We've got time for just one more deal, and Christine's striking wood carving has got Cheryl all of a quiver.
I'm not going to let our seller know how excited I am because that would give the game away. This is a fantastic item and I would love him to come home with me.
This could be a match made in heaven. But the Duke and auctioneer have also got their eye on it.
Hopefully we're going to do well with this.
Well, fingers crossed that you've got a worldwide audience for it through the auction.
Sounds like Rob is keen to get it to his sale room. This could be interesting.
Tell me the story of your gentleman.
It was my husband's late auntie. He can remember it when he was only about 5 years old, going to a house, and he was always frightened of it. and he used to open the head and think that he could see brains inside. So it was something he was always scared of. And then my husband's late parents died, and this had been forgotten all about. And then when we cleared the loft out, he came across the head again, and now it scares our grandchildren.
And do you actually, apart from a carved head, do you actually know what it was actually made for, what its purpose is?
I seem to think maybe it was a tobacco jar or a cigar container. We don't really know.
I think you're quite right, Christine. Let's just lift this again. Inside there is probably like a brass container. So I think you're quite right. I would have immediately said it was for tobacco, and sometimes people would mix it. It's a novelty item. And date-wise, I would have thought probably around even as early as 1870, 1880. The condition of him is fantastic. He's made of carved wood. The quality, though, of his face, the glass eyes are particularly good. I can see why your grandchildren, your husband, were frightened of him, because it's actually quite lifelike, isn't it? It's quite spooky.
Yeah.
But that's a good sign of quality. Where he's from, we sometimes see carved bears, and they come from Germany. Maybe that's possible.
Rob, I saw this coming through the door today, and I have to tell you, I got really excited. What do you think about it?
I think it's a really attractive item. Different, quirky. It's the sort of thing that can really take off through an auction.
Okay, they are tobacco jars. They're Black Forest, the area. They're not ebony. They will be an indigenous wood from that Black Forest area. Then they'll be ebonized. They've got glass eyes, probably bone teeth, not ivory, but probably carved bone teeth. And this very stylistic figure, it's striking.
It is.
It's a real interior decorator, got to have.
So, I'm going to get some money out.
All right.
And let's see what you think. 50, 100, 150, 200, 250.
No, it's worth more than that.
Okay. 300, 350, 400.
No. I'd like a bit more.
You'd like a bit more. Everybody says that.
Yeah.
450.
No, I think he's special. Yeah.
And he's very handsome. Right, £500.
Bit more?
550.
A bit more.
There's £600 on the table, Christine. What do you think to that offer?
Do not open your mouth yet, Christine. Now, a wonderful, wonderful object. We have various valuations across the board. We start at 2 to 3. There's a 4 to 6. One of our independent valuers has gone out on a limb, you might think, and said 8 to 12. David the Duke says, Lordy, 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 that is a fabulous piece of Black Forest work. These are highly collectible. You have brought in a piece of treasure. You brought in something special. Cheryl, if you want to own it, you're going to have to put more money down. Otherwise, we're going to the auction. We've got a winner. We're going to get some big money for this.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well, the £600. There's another 100. That's 700. Don't forget the commission. Forget what David said. There is that commission to pay. That's £700 in hard cash.
No, with what David said, I think I
He's
need a
going
lot. I think I need a lot more.
No, we can't. We're not even looking at that. We need to go to the auction with this. I think it will make over £1,000.
Wow.
Last one. 800.
I'll take it to auction.
You're going to auction?
Yes,
oh,
I think I've got
I'm
to.
really disappointed, but
thank you.
It's lovely to meet you. Thank you very much. Good luck on the day, and thank you for bringing such a great piece in. He's not coming home with me. I've been stood up. I'm very disappointed. I've got to say, I think it was a good offer though.
I didn't used to like him, but now he's worth a lot of money. I like him more.
Don't count your chickens, Christine. Anything can happen in the sale room, isn't that right, David?
It's always a gamble when you come to the auction. I always say that to everyone that comes on the show. I still tell you, I believe in this.
Yeah.
I think it will make the £800 on the auction. I'm sure it will make a bit more than that.
Yeah.
I think it's absolutely great, but it's not for everyone. It depends who's here on the day, who's looking on the internet. I believe in it. Is it going to sell? Here we go.
1, 2, 1. Late 19th, early 20th century. Carved and ebonized wood, Blackamoor head tobacco jar. What a beauty. Other people think so. Look at these computers. 500, 520, 550, 580, 600, 620, 650, 680, 700, 720, 750, 780, £800 bid.
£800.
820. 850 was me, 880 I'm after. 880, 900 was me, 920 I'm after. 920 on the internet. I'm out. Is that 950 new bid? 980 I'm after.
Come on.
Needs to be 980 to carry on. 950 bid in the room so far. Anybody else for 980? 950 bid in the room. Got to be 980 to carry on. 980, 1,000. 1,000 bid in the room. 1,050 I'm after.
Come on.
Must be 1,050 to carry on. Last look, netters. I've got 1,050, 1,100 I need now. 1,100 bid. 1,150 I'm after.
Come on.
1,100 bid in the room. Needs to be 1,150. Anybody else want to join in? 1,150 internets. 1,200 now. 1,150 on the internets. Anybody else for £1,200? Selling.
Exciting.
One last look at £1,150. Hammers down.
Sure.
1,150. Exciting. Got the juices going then. On the day, £1,150. Take away the commission. You're going home with 940.
Very good.
Are you satisfied?
Oh, very satisfied. I'm shocked.
Was it worth the gamble?
Definitely.
Okay.
Definitely.
So £943 in your purse. That was the real deal.
Wow, what a result, Christine. Can any of our dealers match that today? Cheryl thought she was on the money with the gold charm bracelet.
There's a small profit left for me. Craig was very happy, and I'm very happy.
And Cheryl is still happy as she sold it on at an antiques fair. David only bought the set of Minton tiles.
I like making a profit.
Of course, of course.
Is that a sin?
A £50 profit isn't that sinful. As for Tim...
Right, £140.
No. No.
Violet pushed him to £150 for the clock. But it still didn't stop him making a profit. He may have been cocky about the 1940s advertising figure.
Of course I'm going to get a profit on it. How can I not get a profit on it?
But his confidence paid off as a collector snatched it out of his hands for £220. Ian kept harping on about the damage to the 1920s silver frame.
The silk needs to be redone. It's got these three little dents along here. And somebody's had masking tape along here to keep it all together. It needs a bit of fur.
Surprise, surprise, he still managed to make money. He said he didn't want much for the Satsuma vases.
I hope to sell them for £100, making a profit of about £25. So fingers crossed.
Must have had your toes crossed too, as you sold them on for a whopping £250. Very canny, Ian, but even you couldn't outshine Christine.
Hammers down.
Christine on the dealer's day turned down a tempting cash offer of £800 for her tobacco jar. She took home £943. Now that was a good deal. Don't forget to join me, David Dickinson, next time for Dickinson's Real Deal. See you.